Today, we're looking at the maximum ratings and what you need for plantar fasciitis and flat feet, which are foot conditions, the max rating. Okay. Now, when it comes to looking up ratings, it's extremely easy, and all you need to do is head over to Google. And I'm also going to show you a note on plantar fasciitis and flat feet, where the VA states you can only have one of these ratings. And yes, the VA will automatically take the highest of the rating. So here's our friend here, Gunny Googles, and we're looking up plantar fasciitis, if I can spell this correctly, fasciitis 38 CFR ECFR. All you have to do is put in your condition and put 38 CFR. Oh man, ECFR. You'll see the schedule of ratings. That's the one you want for ECFR. The musculoskeletal system is huge for the CFR, and so you can't see it on my screen right now, but I'm hitting Control F, and I'm just going to type in plantar. And boom, we're going to come back to that, actually, the loss of use, because plantar fasciitis is rated at 5269. The highest rating is 30%, unless you have the loss of use. That's going to be rated at 40%. I just did a video on special monthly compensation. That would fall into SMCs. I'll go ahead and pin that below in the comments if that's you. But most veterans are going to fall into this line. And there you go. For plantar fasciitis, it took me about 10 seconds to find the highest rating, which is 30% without the loss of use. And the criteria for that is no relief, so it's treatment-based. No relief from both non-surgical and surgical treatment, bilateral and unilateral, and then pretty much plantar fasciitis that doesn't require treatment is going to be 10%. Now, there is a note down here. If a veteran has been recommended for surgical intervention, but is not a surgical candidate, maybe you have other health conditions that are a concern. Maybe you don't want the surgery. There's many variations to that. But if you've been recommended for surgery, that is enough to put you into the 20-30%, depending on if it's unilateral, which is 1, or bilateral. Now, that's plantar fasciitis. Now, I know flat feet are within the same CFR, but if you didn't, you could just go back to Google and type in flat feet, okay? And so, boom, look at this. It's right below it, 5276. And the highest rating for flat feet is 50% at a bilateral. And then you kind of have sections here. You have another bilateral rating at 30%. Then you have your moderate at 10, and then mild at 0. Now, something to note is this one's kind of broken down in sections. These are the symptoms for both bilateral and unilateral. So pronounced marked pronation, extreme tenderness, surfaces of the feet, you get it, right? And here's the severe criteria, and here's the moderate criteria. So the highest rating for plantar fasciitis is 30%, unless you're talking about the loss of use, which is 40%. Then the highest rating for flat feet is 50% bilateral or 30% unilateral. There you go. Those are the highest ratings. Now back to probably what's most important. This is the M21 TAC one, okay? We're looking at musculoskeletal disabilities or extremities, and you come down to 5 here, and you can scroll. I'm just going to put plan because it's going to be in here. Okay, here it is. Boom. And so this is the section we're looking at right now. Let me zoom in. That might be a little better for you there. Is that too much? Oh, that's perfect. What a beautiful zoomy job there. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to read the part that's extremely important, which is right here. Okay. When service connection is established for pes planus, that's flat feet, and plantar fasciitis, that's the heel pain. Okay. So you have both of those. Evaluate the symptoms of both conditions together under the diagnostic code warranting the highest evaluation for the combined impairment. So what's the diagnostic code? Super easy. That's 5276 or wherever the flat feet is. Where did it go? There. 5276 or 5269. Boom. I must be blind. That's the diagnostic code. And the VA is saying when you have both, rate those symptoms together under that highest rating. Now, side note, and I'm not really going to go into this, there are other foot conditions, and that's also on the CFR. Oh man, there are so many. Well, I'm already in it now. Now I got to find this other foot condition note. Where's foot injuries other? That's what it is. Okay, boom. And so whenever the VA has issues at finding how to rope you in and you fall under, this is like their scapegoat. 5284 for severe, moderately severe, or moderate. If it doesn't match the other criteria for the 38 CFR conditions and those symptoms, the highest rating for the feet is then 30%. But there you go. That's how the VA rates foot conditions. Well, plantar fasciitis and flat feet. And then that's how the VA is going to rope those together. That's all I got.